does.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red United TV. It's your boy, Ivorian Spice, and welcome to the Catch Up Volume 66, guys. After the international break, guys, we are back for our weekly podcast, your podcast that you've been enjoying the most. For those who are tuning, big up to you. Those who are tuning from Facebook, YouTube, and also Twitch, big up to you guys as always. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button, remember to share. Press that follow button on Twitch as well. Smash that like button, Facebook, and press that share button and share it across all your social media platforms. And as well, I'd like to thank you for those who have been watching, supporting the channel. Remember, as always, you can always contribute to this channel via PayPal and also via YouTube and a super chat as well. This will help improve the content quality. But yes, guys, let's get straight into it because it's an interesting one, guys. Because as you can see in the title, as you can see, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been sacked from his job, has been relieved of his duties from Manchester United, and it's been coming. It's been coming for a very long time. Some believe he should have been sacked at the end of the Europa League final. Some believe that he should have been sacked after the Liverpool disgrace, even after the Man City, with all that whole week of international break, those 2 weeks, he should have been sacked, but he didn't. They let him come and manage one more game, and then Ole Gunnar Solskjaer ends up losing his job on a Sunday, on a Sabbath day where you're not supposed to do any work. It's illegal as a Christian to be doing any work, but only praising Lord. But Manchester United said, "Nah, we're the Red Devils. We don't even believe in none of that. What about that sin thing and that hell thing? We do things on a Sabbath day." And they sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But guys, I'm with you. I'm here live and direct to bring you guys the panel. Of course, big up to Munzi. Let me introduce you guys. Pat Munzi, how you doing? How's everything? How was your international break? How was your weekend?
Yeah, weekend was alright. It was better after Sunday knowing he'd gone. I don't really watch internationals, do you know what I mean? I've watched highlights, but not really bothered because England just power over them anyway. But yeah, I'm just glad he's gone. Just hopefully the other three Muppets can go with him.
Of course, as you heard, guys, the other three Muppets are still there. If you're wondering who are those Muppets, it's Kieran McKenna, Michael Carrick, and I forgot Phelan.
Mike Phelan. I'm always on Twitter, Phelan.
Let me introduce you to my co-host, Amok. How you been, bro? How was your weekend? And how's your mood in general?
He's smiling. Get Nuno in.
Of course, I got a smile though. Like it's terrible for us to be wishing for us to lose and stuff. But I did say even if we go lose every single game to only get rid of, we
Oh,
take it.
can't be saying that, come on, man. That's just not
No,
good.
I did say that to myself. Like if I go lose, because one thing that I learned is we got to give up people opportunities and only actually got giving better opportunity, but we just didn't see anything. So people say is it the right time? I think only extended his stay.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy that at least now I got the opportunity to watch Manchester play again.
Yeah. You're not nice right now. Let me introduce Jerome, man. Big up to you, man. How's your weekend? I'm very sure you had a very good international break as well. The
Yeah.
break for Manchester United, but the weekend in general, how you been, bro? Oh,
Nope.
sorry, that was me. That was me. Finger slipped.
Man.
But yes, how you been, bro?
Yeah, man, I've been blessed, man. This weekend's been very eventful. It's been a roller coaster weekend. Obviously, the result wasn't good with United, and then Ollie got sacked, and then I've just come back from Bournemouth today, so there's been lots going on in the news about the successor is going to be and all that. So yeah, it's been up and down, but I think it's finished on the up, which is good. So let's hope that there's better things to come from United now going forward.
Yeah, let's hope so, man. I really hope that there will be something better coming from Manchester United. Last but not least, let me introduce you to special guest, of course, who was here before, making his second appearance, representing Universal Devils himself, Paris. Paris, how you been, bro? It's been a long time, man. How you
It's
been
been
since the whole Ollie being at the wheel?
Right.
Ever since you've been on the last time you've been on this channel, how's it been?
Guys, I think I am one of the lucky few Manchester United fans who's really not gotten the chance to watch a lot of Manchester United because of work, and it's the first time in life that work has saved someone some peace of mind. And in the last 3-4 games, I've probably watched 50% of it, and I'm pretty happy about that. You can see that from my face.
My man
Uh,
came me with them graves in his face, smiling hard. Like you never gonna rejoice, fam. Like if you don't smile, yeah, you're not a real Manchester fan, fam.
Of course, man. Big up to you guys who are tuning in, man. And then, of course, there are Manchester United fans who are actually happy and relieved of the sacking of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do understand? And there are definitely those who are still angry and bitter that their favorite manager, their club legend, has been sacked, which is understandable.
Nah,
It
they're
is
all pum
true. That,
pums.
no. Let's not
They're all
let's
pum
not
pums.
attack these people because everyone's
Oh,
entitled to their opinion and their love. But let's get
yeah.
straight into it, guys. Let's get straight into it because let's talk that match first of all before we get into the title itself. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, being sacked. Let's talk about the game first. But let me get myself straight in. As always, guys, Wolverhampton 4, Manchester United 1. Manchester United getting slumped by the big bad Wolves. We,
Sorry, we didn't play Wolverhampton. We played Watford.
oh, sorry, Watford. Sorry, no, thank God. You see, good looking now. The rest of the guys, I can't believe you.
Potato, banana,
Manchester,
same shit.
Watford 4, Manchester United 1. Manchester United getting battered by what's it called? The club that has a moose or a deer as a logo at Watford, which we all thought that it was going to be an easy game. An easy game for Manchester United just to get those first 3 points because we've, of course, been in bad form. But it happens to be different, We absolutely get rolled over, steamed over by Watford at Vicarage Road. Performance, first 20 minutes, Manchester United got trolled all over, couldn't do nothing. Couldn't do a thing. And our manager, at the same time, in that second half, he thought it was absolutely a good second half. He played well, which I couldn't believe it when I heard that. But that's not about that. It's about that game, first of all. We can get into the Ollie situation of his press conference and post his last match. The last Ollie quotes, guys, which is so funny. Sad. I enjoyed the Ollie quotes. But yes, in that second half, he thought we played so well. We played better than what we did. But that was a lie. That's the second half where we conceded 2 extra goals. So I don't understand what he was thinking about. Although we did manage to get the goal in, which was scored by Donny van der Beek. I'm so pleased because the person you've been treating so badly happens to score on your last game. So I'm pleased for Donny van der Beek, but I'm not trying to be bitter about it. But it is what it is, man. Manchester United didn't do well. I'm going to bring it up to you, Amok. Let me get your thoughts on the game itself.
Like, I didn't even watch the match, like I said before, but the highlights that I watched, it was just terrible. And I remember I was actually sorting out some stuff, but my phone was just next to me. And I was running commentary with my fiance, telling my fiance, like, hey, it's 3, you know? All of a sudden I said it's 4. And she was like, 4? Like, it's just one of them ones that, like, it was so painful, but I felt relieved. And she was like, you don't seem bothered. I said, I know it's the end of the road. And I started jubilating when the 4th goal went in, like, because I knew I was going to get sacked. We haven't been beaten 4-0 by Watford. I don't think we've ever been beaten before by 4-0, like 4-1 by Watford before. So for you to lose badly against Liverpool and lose to Man City like they were during the training session, and everyone they gave you 2 weeks off for you to go calm yourself down, feel refreshed. Ed Woodward said, "Oh, he felt impressed with all his work ethics, so extended all his stay." But you're forcing someone to look pretty, but we all know that person look dead. No matter how much you,
bro, off topic, bro. You're gone off
nah,
topic. We talk about the game. Guys, cool it out when a guy is gone off topic. That's what we do.
Off topic.
Off topic. Bro, we
the
didn't
second
even
half,
got there yet. We talk about the game.
it was just the game itself was just dead. The game itself was just dead. It was just dead. Everything about what we did that day was just dead. The player have no belief in themselves. And I remember at the end of the match, I saw Bruno coming towards the fans talking, and it's a shamble. Like, we can all sit and say off topic or whatever. With the team itself been a laughing stock for the past 2-3 months. So everything that we've been going through is just laughing stock. Like, we haven't played good enough. Our team is trash. Lineup is trash. I remember as soon as the lineup came out, man, we were talking why this, because we already knew what was gonna happen. The game wasn't good enough to be. I didn't even watch it, so the highlights was just terrible to watch even more. It was terrible. Terrible defeat.
Big up to Bruno Fernandes, who also says that Donny must start. And big up to Ems, who's watching him from afar. Of course, he couldn't join us today. Big up to you, Ems. He says, Ollie out. It's the guy left. Mr. Ollie out himself. He's still screaming out, Ollie out. Big up to you. But let me move it on to Jerome. And let me get your thoughts on the game itself as well.
Yeah, the thoughts on the game compared to when you see what Ollie said. He said that you're going to see a reaction. We're going to act like play like we're the wounded animal. And when the team came out, it just looked like we didn't have an international break. It was just a continuation of the last game where we got totally outplayed by City. Like, the performance was absolutely shambolic. It was embarrassing. There was no cohesion, no organization. The team couldn't string 3 or 4 passes together. They just looked like a team of individuals that didn't have a clue what they were doing. And I thought that we got that bit of luck when De Gea saved the penalty in the first half, saved it twice. That's when I thought maybe that's our luck, that's the turning point. But nope, Ollie's luck ran out and we just got cut through with ease. And there was no excuse because this isn't City or Liverpool, that one of the 2 best teams in the league. This is Watford. The team, all due respect to Watford, they're one of the teams that are one of the favourites or the candidates to be relegated because they changed their manager earlier. So for them to beat us with so much ease, a big comprehensive scoreline 4-1, they could have easily scored 2 or 3 more. That just shows you that Ollie had to go. There was no coming back from that. And based on that performance, if Ollie somehow survived that, then you might as well just said Ollie in forever. Because the way he lost like that, it was almost inevitable. It's like it could have been, if they kept him on, we'd have probably had team riots. That's how bad the performance was. That performance was probably worse than the Liverpool and City performances because you were playing against top teams. but we made Watford look like a top team, and we look like the relegation team, and that's why Ollie's been relegated and Ollie's out. So we can't get any worse than that performance. So I think we're so low on our knees. The only way is up now.
Yeah, the only way is up, but we'll see what happens. We'll talk about that of who we would like to see later on in the show. Parish, I'm gonna move up to you. I want to get your thoughts on it as well, and your opinion on the game itself. What did you think of the game?
It's funny when Jerome was talking about the game. I swear I could have just closed my eyes and I could have picked a team. Was he talking about Aston Villa, Everton, Liverpool, Manchester City? It was all the same. Like, I don't think you could have put any of these performances and just placed it against all these games. And guys, it's been coming from a long time. We've known what the problem is. We've seen the team going into deeper disarray, and I am just shocked that he managed to stay on for this long. That's what else can you say? What else can any one of us say to describe what we haven't said before? That's just what I want to say.
Okay, and last but not least, Munzi, man, I haven't got to you, man. How was it for you? How was it for you?
I nearly said off topic there because you weren't talking about the game. But anyway, the game was awful, wasn't it? Some people say, "Oh, I didn't expect it." I expected it. After the last couple of games, you expect it, don't you? Do you know what I mean? I wish I just watched the highlights, but no, I sat there and watched the whole game. Bruno's best bit of the game was when he was irating at the vans, because that's all he did. I actually thought, I thought Donny was going to save Ollie's job, which that would have been ironic, but no. As everyone said, he should have went to Liverpool or City. Our club's in a mess, isn't it? But all right, I've gone a bit off topic there. But after that game was just awful game. Do you know what I mean? You didn't. I wasn't surprised at all because after the last couple of games, I mean, but yeah, it was awful. But we made Watford look like Barcelona. Do you know what I mean?
We definitely did. We did make Watford look like Barcelona. But guys, those of you who are tuning, big up to you, man, who are tuning. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button. Remember to share as well. Get yourself involved in the comments. Let us know what you thought of the game. We're not going to deeply talk about the match too tough, of course, because we did lose. We're not here for that. We're here to talk about what really happened, which is what happened after the game as well, which we're going to talk about. We're going to highlight some of the things that were said after the games in terms of players' reactions, especially the whole Bruno situation. Jerome, I'm going to throw this one to you, and then the other guys can jump in as well. Jerome, that whole situation when Ollie himself was going to the fans and clapping, and Bruno himself as well, because he was getting booed, Ollie. Bruno was like, no, it's not just on him, it's all on us. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thought on that, I thought, is Bruno Ollie in? Because there's been past weeks where some of the comments that Bruno was saying that, we got to change, or we got to look at ourselves, something's not right, and all that sort of stuff. So for him to come to Ollie's defense, it was almost as if I took it as that he felt sorry for Ollie. It's almost like he knew that this was it. This was Ollie's time's up. So he thought, let me just look like I'm backing Ollie, just so that it doesn't look like Ollie's just left on his own in the wilderness, because it was quite strange. Like, Bruno was one of the players rumored to be done with Ollie. So for him to suddenly to come to Ollie's defense, it was a bit strange, really. So when I saw it, he just clearly thought, I know your time's up now. So I don't want to kick him out when he's down, because Bruno didn't have to do anything. He would have just left Ollie on his own, isolated, just getting booed by the fans, and that was it. But he thought, this obviously as a man, Ollie's a nice man, but obviously as a manager, he just wasn't up to the standards needed to be Man United manager. So I think he was just supporting Ollie as a person, as opposed to the manager, and that's why he came to the defence and just supported him when he was more or less getting booed and abused by fans, and obviously we don't know if he was getting abused as such, but rightly so that he was getting booed, because there's only so much us fans can take of these shambolic performances week in, week out. So yeah, it was interesting to see. From what I saw, I knew that Oli was done from that point. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah, absolutely. He was done. The fans were tired of him. And anyone else got their 2 cents on that situation?
Yeah, I think that Bruno was saying that because he knows somebody else comes in, they're going to drop him because Bruno's not been great this year, and he deserves to be dropped. We need someone that has got the balls to drop players like that, like Ronaldo. I'm not saying Ronaldo deserves to be dropped, but if Ronaldo has a bad game, drop him. We need someone with that because it was too nice. End of the day, as like people have said before, he shouldn't have never been United manager at the end of the day, really. I know.
I think you're going off topic. I'm talking about the situation that happened there, mate. Off topic again. Let's move on, because of course there's another situation that happened, of course, regarding De Gea as well. When he was interviewed, De Gea must have said, "This is not Man United or the way we ought to play. It's difficult to say it's more than that." David De Gea also said it's been very bad for a long time. A club like Manchester United, we have to be fighting for trophies, fighting for big things, and to be honest, we are far from that. Let's see. We have to keep working hard and stick together. David De Gea also said that we always say the same thing, but it's the truth. We have to look at ourselves and see where we can improve. And then, regarding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself, towards his future, he also said that I've always had belief in myself. Yes, I believe we can turn this around. I feel for the fans. I feel the same as them. We were embarrassed losing the way we do. We are in a very bad run. And of course, in concluding to that, we'll go straight into his quotes. Those are the most important things. He said, overall, in regarding the assessment of the match, we started too late. We started at half time. The second half was very good. In the first half, we never turned up. They outfought us. We allowed them to get the ball in the box. We allowed them space. They won most of the challenges. And then you get to 40 minutes, 1-0 down, and you're probably lucky to be 1-0 down. David made 2 fantastic saves from the penalties, and there was some blocks. But then that second goal came in from halftime. The response was very good. I thought we played really well for half an hour until we ran out of legs. But it was nowhere near good enough, of course, and not going to say that anything but that. And again, he talked about the halftime subs. He also said that both of them, Antonio Martial and Donny van der Beek, played really well. That's the irony of it. In the second half, we played some fantastic stuff, created 4 or 5 big chances. Ben Foster had a couple of decent saves. We had a few more. But then, of course, it's hard in the last 15 minutes playing with 10 men. But I still thought we gave it a go second half, just couldn't get the second goal. They might have got us at a point. Which leads to my next question. Of course, Manchester United playing with a man down. Harry Maguire getting sent off. Had a terrible game, guys. I'm going to ask you this question, and then the rest of you guys can give me your opinions of the situation that you saw. Harry Maguire got sent off. As he was walking by, the manager gives him a high five. What's your opinion of that? A manager giving a player that's just been sent off a high five. Like, your job's on the freaking line. Why are you high-fiving him? He's supposed to be in trouble.
Ole is too nice. Ole is a very nice person. And like people always see comics, business, and pleasure. You're running a football club. You should take certain things important. You smiling on TV when your team is losing, it's even disrespectful to us fans. And when your captain just got sent off, and some manager just give them the look like, I'll talk to you later. We high-fiving him. That just tells us fans that that is maybe we don't know what's going on at Manchester United. We haven't seen a team win, and our so-called captain, he's been in very bad form. Not like he's one of the best players, He's been actually terrible. Got sent off, and you're high-fiving him. For me, we've been pointing things that Oli been doing throughout his career. That was just the ice of the tip. And if any board member was there and did not take action based on that high five, they all, I don't know, like they don't care about the club, because it should be about the club, not individuals. But for a very long time, it was about individuals. I'm just disappointed in Harry Maguire. You could have just ducked your hand off, don't high five him. Show your anger and frustration that you're not happy that you got. No, it's true.
No, but absolutely true.
You're not happy that you got sent out.
You should be angry that you got sent out.
Yeah.
Like,
Everyone be saying on social media, we go look at ourselves, That's your chance to look at yourself. Actually, high five you, duck on your hand. Say, no, I'm not taking it. But let's just be optimistic. Like I did say to you a few weeks ago, we were going through dark tunnel. We came off that tunnel. All I gotta say to all Manchester fans is just be optimistic.
Now, we're gonna move it on to the most important thing, of course, to the leading on to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer sacking. Guys, for those who are tuning in, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, contribute to the channel for better content. So, the link description is in the comments for your PayPal or send a super chat. For those who are watching on YouTube, make sure you share as well to all your social media platforms. Those who are watching on Twitch, smash that follow button. And those who are watching on Facebook, make sure you smash that like button and share. Remember to follow everyone here on their socials as well. But yes, leading on to Oli getting sacked, of course, as soon as the final whistle went, every Manchester United fan was fuming, saying, God damn it, Paris was like, I stayed up for this. I didn't even sleep for this. Why? Oh, like he said, he was at work at times with Sir Matt. All of us was fuming, saying, you know what, I've had enough. I really had enough. If they don't sack him, this is it. Like, I can't do this anymore. Some of us didn't even want to watch the match no more. Wanted to consider retiring and stop supporting Manchester United from the moment we lost. But as hours went by, the emergency meeting came up all over social media. Of course, so many things was emerging. Manchester United having it, and then they got to a point where they said during midnight in the UK they were undecisive towards Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I thought to myself, what are you undecisive about when it comes to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? We've just been embarrassed by Watford, And then the very next day, the news was coming out. You had United reports reporting a lot of things. Stuff was coming out saying that Cristiano Ronaldo himself had quickly concluded that Manchester United would not succeed as long as Solskjaer was manager, but implored teammates to remain professional and respect Solskjaer. You had that. Ronaldo telling the guys, you know what, guys, this guy's shit, but you know what? We have to show him respect because he is the Manchester United manager. I am a top professional and I have to respect my manager. And there were so many news guys, because I'm going to have to ask you guys your opinion. It said Ed Woodward was told, however, that Solskjaer believes his coaches were world class. Several key people, Manchester United players, have become exasperated by Solskjaer and his coaches' abilities to make the team better. With one source saying that the players are regarded the training is too British and unsuited to the requirement of modern game at elite levels. I reckon that's probably coming from Kieran McKenna. That's probably the too British part. There was so much things. So Solskjaer reflected on the opportunity to make changes to his backroom team, despite concerning among some of the Manchester United players that the coaching methods and tactical demands were too one-dimensional and lacking in imagination and new ideas. This was all circulating and coming up towards his sacking. So I don't know. So Manchester United do these things where they just throw stuff out here just to make it look like it's not our fault. We tried to offer him coaches, but he said no, they're world class. But somehow I don't believe it. Again, some Manchester United players resented Harry Maguire's promotion to captain. A player questioned why he was swiftly discarded, yet Maguire and Fred were often retained despite underperforming. Even a player's father accepted his son had been crap for weeks, and that is Maguire's father right there. Yeah, he accepted the fact that he's a and
He's a Man U
fan,
fan, isn't it?
yeah, I believe so. And then, and of course, again, so some of the Manchester United players feel they have learned more at times from tapping into Cristiano Ronaldo and Edison Cavani's knowledge than Solskjaer and his coaches, which is a disrespect to the management, saying that they don't know shit. We're just gonna go with the GOAT and the two GOATs, the Met and the GOATs, Ronaldo and Cavani's, to get the acknowledgement. I'm gonna start off with you, Paris, man. What did you make of everything that I just said there?
All right, Spice. First and foremost, I think the fact that the point they were undecided about was probably how to announce his sacking, and they clearly went with the interview side of it. I think someone in the board must have gone like, you know what, we should have this elaborate montage of clips, him winning and cheering the team on, and then probably by the end of it, he walks out of the tunnel into the white light, and then they were like, no, I think that is too much. We should just stick to the interview part where he cries in the end. This is probably the thing that they were undecided about by the end of things. Jokes apart, guys, I think, listen, every single thing that you just mentioned right now just tells me how inept everything and every single person in this board is. Like, everything that you just said right now, every single one of us over here could have done a better job in trying to be more decisive and figuring out what is wrong with this club. I think each one of us over here probably would have figured this out, that this is not going to work out around the time of the Aston Villa game. And we would have started looking for someone to replace him. And all these talks that are coming out in the news that the coaching setup wasn't good enough, the players weren't really happy with what was going on behind the scenes. I think all of this we were obviously seeing on the pitch, because it was so obvious to see that there was no plan. People were just running around trying to pass the ball, and more or less they were clueless of what's happening. I think it was obvious.
Yeah. And what about you, Munzi? What did you gather up from all of this? And then the rest of the guys can join in as well if you've got an opinion on it.
Yeah, as Paris said, you could see on the pitch that, you know, the training weren't working. People saying, yeah, all right, they're still playing for him. They weren't playing for him since the Liverpool game. But yeah, the training's been awful. It must have, well, they're coming out now, but they're always going to come out after he's gone. They're not going to say it while he's there, are they? But I don't know. I don't want to say anything else just in case go off topic.
You know, you have to topic. Speak about
Go for it, man.
No, go for it. Go
You know
for
the
it.
funny thing is,
It's just like, you know, it's been awful. You know, it's been awful, hasn't it? Really, this season we started off so well. Ronaldo's come in, and then it's gone tits up. And then, all right, you're saying Maguire needs to be dropped, but whoever you put in is just going to be as bad. But that's still not an excuse, is it? Really, you still need to drop. Yeah, it's just, as everyone says, it's too nice. You know what I mean? He should have dropped Bruno. I love Bruno. I think he's great, but he's been rubbish. You need to drop him, and Van der Beek needs to be in there. Whether Carrick's going to change it, I don't know. I don't think he will. I think it's going to be. To be fair, I think it's going to be the same until they get someone properly in. But yeah, hopefully something will change. But just getting rid of Ollie seems a bit weird. To be fair, like I think all of them should have gone. But yeah, well, our club's in a mess, isn't it? It's just not nice, is it? I feel like a Liverpool fan, do you know what I mean, back in the day.
you know what?
Or we might just be getting Brendan Rodgers.
Fuck Brendan Rodgers.
I called him out 2 years
so
ago.
You know what? I think everyone was so shocked that after the game, Solskjaer wasn't starting to lead it. So all these reports started coming out saying that the United board are undecided or they should sack Ollie. I think that was just made up. I think the board did decide to sack Ollie at that meeting, but because of his status as a former player and a United legend, they wanted to do it all structured and all on good terms. So Ollie would have known he was sacked already, but they just announced it the following morning because they were.
Ollie knew he was sacked. Ollie knew he was sacked after the Liverpool
After the game.
No, of course he knew, because apparently there was rumors that he was saying goodbye to the players during the dressing room, and then he knew exactly that it was. But the funny thing about it,
He said it in the post game interview. He said that if the board want to make changes, that's something that we'll discuss. As soon as he said that, you knew he was going.
Well, the fact they were towing his car away didn't help.
And empty that his locker.
His locker.
His grill,
Like,
his
put everything
broken
out. And just last week, that good one came out with a report saying that he was impressed with Oli because he met him in the office working, doing his little strategies and stuff. So all of a sudden, a week ago, my man got sacked. Like all I got out to everything that you guys said, yeah, like I said before, our club owners and the people around the club are not competent enough. Like if you want to take or make these type of decisions, you should have had something planned. And you taking decision right now, see where you left us. Like you guys just mentioned, we're still in the same boat with the same people, the same wheels, the same people who was controlling the same old wheels. Where they got all the ideas from, they all share the same ideas. You just take one person out of that boat, which means the boat is a bit lighter for us. But it's the same thing.
Yeah, let me get into the Oli situation because let me just conclude, guys. So as you guys know, when it got into that morning later on at 10:30, confirmed on social media that Oli Gunnar Solskjaer is being sacked. And it's funny because nowadays you're being sacked on social media. That's equivalent to being dogged by your partner via text message, not by face, not by phone. I think he found out via social media that he got sacked the night before because Fabrizio Romano confirmed it that he's been sacked. The board reached an agreement by midnight that he's been sacked. So it's sad, man, the way Manchester United went about it. They couldn't sack him properly to his face. You're sacked. They had to do it through social media first. And with Solskjaer being sacked, which of course he then done a video, which I don't know why on earth you would do a video after being relieved of your duty. A normal person will just pack their stuff and go home in anger. But you actually stayed for hours and hours saying goodbye to everyone, the canteens. Like it was really your dream job. This was a job that you really loved. And only himself done the video, teared up at the end, especially when he mentioned Carrick. Oli did say stuff like this, reached this difficult decision while the past few weeks has been disappointing. They should not obscure all the work that I've done over the past 3 years. We built the foundation for long term. Our Oli leads with us. That's what the club said. Oli leads with our serious thanks for his tireless effort as a manager and very best wishes for the future. His place in the club history will always be secure, not just for his stories as a player, but as a great man and a great manager who gave us many great memories. We will forever be welcome back at Old Trafford as part of the Manchester United family. Michael Carrick will now take charge of the team for the forthcoming games while the club looks to appoint an interim manager. So the club happened to hire a caretaker, which is Michael Carrick, to then look to hire an interim. That's what I said. To then hire a manager at the end of the season. I was like, wow. The whole 2 weeks, this whole Ollie's got 3 games left, setting all that Manchester United had no clue. They lied to us. They never had 3 games because you would have thought they had a replacement straight away. But look at this. Again, with Ollie as well, one of his last final quotes before he's got into tears, which was a bit sad. I would have never done that again one more time. So Ollie said, of course, you know what this club means to me and what I wanted to achieve here for the club, for the fans, for the players, for the staff. I wanted us to take to the next step, to challenge for the league, to win trophies. And only thing is right that comes from the horse's mouth. I don't want to answer all. There's going to be journalists asking me about the interview, but no, I'm not going to do any interviews because it's being paid off to not talk the truth. Yeah. I want to get out of there. I'm going to leave by the front door because I think everyone knows I'm giving everything for this club. The club means everything to me. Together we're a good match, but there was other things that he said. He talked about Michael Carrick before he got teary, and talked about the friends he made. He never really. Basically, all I had was friends in the whole situation. Now, guys, what's your thoughts on it? Anyone can jump in on your thoughts on the way
The
he
only
got
reason-
sacked, the interview.
The only
Go on.
reason he had to do that interview is because they towed his van away, his car away, and he had to wait for his Uber. That's the only good reason why he done that.
I just think that whole interview goodbye, it wasn't necessary. It just turned the whole saga into some sort of soap opera.
Jerome, can I ask a question?
They need to get a grip. For an example of Abramovich at Chelsea, Lampard, Chelsea legend,
Yeah,
got rid of him because he wasn't up to the standards. He gave him a
straight out.
good departing speech, and
Yeah.
that's it. The end of it. What's the need to have another interview after you've been
PR
sacked?
stuff, isn't it?
Now, Jerome,
What they
Jerome.
want all the fans to cry. Oh, don't sack Oli. Change your mind and bring him back.
Yeah.
Don't you
Ridiculous.
think we got trolled? Us fans got trolled after
Yes.
watching Oli do everything he did, and they gave him an interview after he got sacked, and he got emotional. Like everyone Spice just highlighted, everything he concluded in that interview was the friends that he made and how he gave his best to the club. If you call that your best, boy,
I think it was
Boy.
yeah. That it was.
I don't know what you got.
It was just symbolic of the fact that he's not a Man United manager, and he never should have had the job, as Moody said in the first place. The
And the
fact,
people around the club,
the fact that he high-fived Harry Maguire after he got sent off and
Yeah, but-
him his job.
You know why?
That he
You know
was
why?
not United to win things. He was just there to make new friends and on a vibes thing. That's all it was. It was just
You know why? You know why he high fived him, because he knew he was going to get sacked and paid off. Cheers, Harry. Way. That's why he did it.
But he was always smiling even when we got battered and bruised by everyone.
He even said it in an
he
interview, didn't
apologized for smiling.
he? Yeah, he apologized
You
for
as a
smiling.
manager apologizing for smiling.
I think
Guys,
did Fred take a long range shot in one of the games and he skied it like it was
I
a
don't
rugby
even
game.
remember.
And then
when was
when he
this?
went like that, gave him a thumbs up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, it
can't
went
remember what
wide,
time
didn't
it
it? Hit
was.
the corner flag.
Yeah.
Guys, Paris, you wanted to add something to it? Because I saw you.
Yeah, clearly. Guys, I'm definitely in the minority over here, but I feel that I think it takes a brave man to come and sit in front of the camera after that person is being sacked from his dream job. And we all know that it was a dream job. We all
Yeah,
know he
cried.
loved that club. And I think the only honest and earnest part about that entire situation was when he spoke. I think that entire thing was a setup for, obviously, by the board to make sure that the fans are still somewhat on their side. They feel that, and they knew for a fact that if they get Oli in front of a camera, the man's going to speak. Even though we know for a fact that he was not fit for the job, definitely a little more for me. I felt for him. And there is nothing wrong in doing that. There's nothing wrong in
Good
doing
shame.
that.
That was a troll.
You let
That's a
the
troll
club-
to
Nah,
us
man.
fans,
You let the club
Paris.
talk
Nah,
to
man.
him.
It
That's
trolled
what
us.
You know,
Nah,
that's
man.
what
I choose to believe.
He's
I choose to believe that if I am doing something and this is my dream job and this is basically what my life goal has always been, the fact that if I'm out of that place, I honestly feel that I would have at least 10 to 15 seconds of honest heart-to-heart conversation. If you put me in front of the camera or you put me in front of people, I would speak my heart out.
Paris, even when you
That's
know
the
you
thing.
don't deserve that job, even though you don't deserve to find yourself in that situation, you still
Yes,
gonna
I
stand.
would- I would still
respect your courage.
strive.
No, I respect your courage. I actually do. But me as a person, individually as a human, I would never do that. I feel like that was a troll.
No, I feel you. I feel you.
I thought that was a
I feel
troll.
you. I understand where you're coming from.
Only trolled us.
I understand where you're coming from.
All you said,
Nah, man. I think that's
you gave
I
your
think that's a little
best.
step ahead.
You gave your best,
No, but-
and you talked about making friends at Manchester United club. This is literally. Do you know what's funny? I don't know if you guys noticed. Do you know our share price went down from 20 came to 18 when you lost against Liverpool, came I think to 17 or 16 after the Man City match. Now it's gone to 15. So don't you think the Glazers are playing some tricks with us? But like I said, it's-
I agreed with that.
I
I
think
agree
because
with
now
that.
that the stock of Manchester United stock
It's
has
got
dropped
way
down,
down.
that's when they decided to
to
sack.
do some like
They were
It was
happy
just-
when
yeah,
Ronaldo
but
was signed.
we knew
Stock
this
was up.
already. Before the Glazers, it's just all about the money, the revenue,
Mhm.
the value of the club. Like we're just on a downhill spiral. It wasn't ever gonna improve. And obviously Watford was the final straw. And going back to the thing about the farewell video that Ollie did, that was the club's plan all along to get everyone emotional and feel sorry for
Not
them.
me.
And I think I didn't. I thought this isn't necessary. This is a Man United football club. Meant to be one of the biggest clubs in the world.
They're,
Now they're
Thank
turning
you,
it
brother.
into
Thank you, brother.
the seaside. You
they're putting it on DVDs released next week. He's
I just
introduced.
want to intercept you guys there because we are coming close towards the last 15 minutes of the show. We want to move on to what's next in regards to the future of Manchester United, and there have been so many managers that's been linked to the job. Of course, even from Sunday to about this morning, you had Eric Ten Hag, who was linked as well. Zinedine Zidane. From Zidane interested to Zidane not interested. We've been played around so far with all sources coming from all these outlets. You've got Manchester United linked to who else did that? Brendan Rodgers as well in the game. I was even reading things from United reports. I also said Eric Ten Hag is now firmly in Manchester United side. However, the United hierarchy would have to convince Ten Hag to part mid-season from Ajax. They also said later on during the day, Mauricio Pochettino became one of the clear favorites. All of a sudden, news kept on coming out regarding Pochettino. Even today, we had news regarding Pochettino saying Mauricio Pochettino doesn't want to miss out on the opportunity to manage Manchester United by waiting until the summer. The Premier League represents a sense of home, comfort, and belonging from him. And that came from Melissa Reddy. And of course, we had from Duncan Castle that says that Manchester United hierarchy has been drawn encouragement by the speed with which Mauricio Pochettino has signaled his intent to leave PSG and has begun conversation on buying out his contract. And of course, later on, people saying again from other sources and etc., which we don't know which is the truth at the moment. Mauricio Pochettino has not asked PSG leaders to leave. Manchester United have also not contacted PSG to negotiate potential departures. Pochettino believes he doesn't have to respond to rumors that he didn't create, or therefore he does not deserve any denial. So, as we understand right now, it looks like Manchester United did come out as well during Sky Sports and say that their number one target is Mauricio Pochettino. They've always wanted him. Ferguson is for him. They've been for him many years ago, and they're convinced that he's the right man to take Manchester United, the right man that has the Manchester United ethos, playing football the United way, developing young players, and etc. Of course, guys, I want to know from you guys, what is next for Manchester United? Who do you guys want? Who do you think Manchester United will go for? Is it Pochettino, or are you guys with it, or you believe it's Ten Hag? I'm going to start off with you, Parish. I want to know, and then the rest of the guys, you can join in as well for the last 12 minutes. Sorry, Parish. What is the future for Manchester United now? What's next?
I think if I have to think about or predict who we would have as a manager, I think it would be Pochettino, because knowing a board, the way they act, and clearly they act in terms of years and years behind than how they should be acting. And in 2018, 2019, they had decided on getting Pochettino. They're going to stick to that plan. And probably they're just going to reset and probably go for Pochettino. That's what I think they would go for.
And you, rest of you guys can join in now.
Yeah, I think if there's any indication, because obviously these are just rumors at the moment, if there's any indication that Poch would leave PSG mid-season to manage United, I think United will just bypass the whole getting an interim and then just bring in Poch and get his full coaching team in, and then get rid of Carrick, McKenna, and Phelan. I think that's what they would ideally want to do, because this whole getting in an interim and then getting in another permanent manager, I think it's just a bit long-winded. They're better off just, if they're planning to get someone in at the end of the season, they're better off just giving Carrick the job to the end of the season. There's too much chopping and changing, and it's just going to be disruptive to the team. So
we'll get relegated if Carrick takes over. It's going to be no different.
Thank you,
It's gonna be
man.
no-
We probably
it's gonna
would,
be no
yeah.
different.
But
And
It's
we
I
gonna
most
be
just-
definitely
worse.
get relegated.
I think the squad
be
need a
worse.
direction. They can't have like potentially 4 different managers in the space of a year. I think,
Guys, at this rate, I'm actually scared that they'd probably get Wayne Rooney, and he's my favorite player. I don't want him to go down the sink just as Ollie did. Please, God, do not get this going, please.
I think what United need to do is just approach PSG, see if they're willing to negotiate a compensation package to get Pochettino and just get it done. All this getting an interim to the end of the season is just all nonsense. We don't want another Ollie again. We just need to just get a proper manager in and get down to some serious business. I'm
Just
Chelsea before when they got Tuchel in, we just need to do something like that. Get an elite manager in and save this season. Because there's still a lot of time left to salvage the season. We've still got the FA Cup, still in the top 4 race, and obviously we're still in the Champions League. So we can achieve something this season. We just need to get a proper manager in. All this talk about who's available and who's this and that. Everybody is available if the money is right. So that's what the company to do. The club have obviously got money. They need to start spending it and stop being stingy. Because that's why Oli was still in charge all this time, because of rumors about they didn't want to pay the payout. 7.5 million peanuts. They should to get the money, get their act together, get a grip, and get a proper manager in like what our biggest rivals in the league, Chelsea, Liverpool, and City have. Otherwise, we're never ever going to compete for the league title if we're getting these novices running the team.
we'll find out really how the owners are, because if they keep Carrick in, then it ain't gonna change. As you said,
Bottom half.
we won't get relegated, but we'll be down there. But if the owners really love the club as much as they say, which we all know they don't, but they've got to go out and, I keep saying this, like, we are Man United, and everyone's like, yeah, but you're not as good as, it doesn't matter, we're still a really, we're still a big club, even though we're not playing as well as we can and all that stuff. We got so much money, there's money there, and they just go out, not interim rubbish, didn't work last time.
This is to get a proper manager in, just get the ball rolling.
Yeah, go and get someone. Just go out, go right. If Ten Hag don't want to go, then fair enough. But if not, Pochettino, just go and say, right, I'll pay you this, blah, blah, blah. Get him in, not interim. I'm not interiming, and so United shouldn't be either.
All I have to say is that this whole interim talk is because they had no one. I'm going to say that again. They had
preparation.
No plan.
They did not make preparation, because
they didn't prepare when they said it
that's when you get someone. But if you don't make preparation, how do you going to have someone when you got rid of Oli? He's there. Like I said, we call ourselves Manchester United, right? One of the biggest clubs. We done so much, but look at this. We getting rumors that Zidane don't want to come to the club. Why would they come to the club? When we had the club saying, "Oh, they've been eyeing Poch for a very long time." We've all been eyeing Poch.
The biggest
you refused to give him the job and give it to someone else, and now you want to go get him back from when he signed the deal with a very big club. He's doing a very good job, and I just don't get it. Like our club, the people around the club and are not competent, and I get upset when I talk about this club. Just the people around the club, nothing they do is right. That's why we keep talking about the same issues. Like they might go get Poch right now, but come treat Poch in the way that it might become a failure at the club, and everyone's going to point finger at Poch. It might not be Poch, but it's the people around the club. So the club itself has to be touched from the top before we got to these managers. We've gone through so many managers. They can do whatever, but the club itself.
Let me just bring my next question. You talk about structure and everything. So with someone like Ralph Ragnick, who's spoken about, very interested in becoming interim manager of Manchester United, and then to work upstairs, would that be someone that's ideal? And then for someone like a Poch or someone like a Zidane or a Ten Hag to come in with the right structure there, if Ralph Ragnick wants to come in and come in as interim first, and then take because if they take Ralph Ragnick, he the first thing he wants is to negotiate the fact that he will go upstairs after his time is done. That he said it times.
We definitely need a proper restructure with a proper deal with him, because if we did, then I guarantee you we would not have put all our eggs in one basket with Oli and give him that 3-year deal. How can you just have a manager there and not have any sort of contingency plans if things go wrong? Because success is not guaranteed. It doesn't matter who you bring in. We could bring in Poch, and it might not work. So if it doesn't work, you need to have someone that you could call upon if in the event that it didn't go well, you sack Poch. But they didn't do that with Oli. That's why they were so hesitant to sack him. But if we had a DOF in, then they could have a proper plan in place. Get a manager in. If it doesn't work, you've got someone else in mind that you're keeping an eye on in the background and that sort of stuff. And then also, you can get a philosophy instilled in the club so that any manager that you bring in our coaches, they have to be in line with that philosophy. Like what Man City are doing with the whole Barca thing and what obviously Barcelona do and obviously what Ajax are doing. If we have something similar like
I
that,
just want to say something. Manchester United always say they want to get a manager that plays the Manchester United way. But the owners or Ed Woodward know what the Manchester United way is? Because I guarantee you, he don't know. Because he keeps saying that
they don't.
develop young players, play the Manchester United way, and etc. But as you were saying, sorry about that.
yeah, they don't know. Yeah, for them, that's just hot air. All they care about is the financials. But if we get a DOF in that just focuses solely on the football side of things, then we'll be able to be in a better position to compete with Chelsea, Liverpool, and City. But if we're just focused on just the revenues and shirt sales, then no new manager is going to have a good platform to have a good chance to succeed. So
Well said.
even if we bring Poch in and a top manager in, the structure needs to change. We can't just have obviously Ed's. I don't know if Ed's leaving. Obviously, changed his mind.
He's leaving.
Yeah, he needs to leave. We
It's
need to get a
it's on hold.
football
As we
manager.
speak right now, it's been declared that it's going to be on hold until they find a new successor. So we don't know how long. But guys, I just want to end it right there and just get everyone. Just tell me exactly who do you want next. Quickly, we go around and then we just literally just touch about Villarreal the next game tomorrow of what you guys think, and then quickly, and then we end the show. So in terms of managers, who do you think next? For you?
I'm always gonna say the same thing. Poch.
Poch. He's gone back to Poch now. Before it was Brendan Rodgers. Now
No, but it was Poch before because he went to PSG. I gave hope, but now that it came back in the picture, I'll go back to the old route.
and Joe, what you, Jerome?
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Poch as well. I wanted Poch before, but the club
Thank you, brother.
didn't flipping get him when he was available and free.
Trust me.
So, no, this club's gonna stress us, you know.
People are skeptical on Poch because he hasn't really won a trophy. He didn't win the league.
But the thing is, with United, he'll be given the platform and resources.
He got Champions League final. He done well in the Premier League as well. Same as Oli. But he's got a foundation.
He has finished second, etc. And what about you, Parish? Who's your ideal manager to take over?
Ten Hag or Poch for me. I'm going to be happy with either, to be very honest.
Yeah. And Munzi, hopefully it's not Steve Bruce.
Bruce is into it.
Yeah, I'd have Poch or Ten Hag, but he said Nuno, so he's got to go with Nuno, really.
I'll take Nuno every day over Oli, fam. If I was choosing Oli and Nuno, I'll close my eyes and go get Nuno. You know what I mean? But not Oli, fam.
Imagine if we didn't get Nuno as interim to the end of the season.
I'll be happy. At least I got someone like better than at least he's got football. You just like the same thing I said about Arteta. Everyone's saying about you was right. When I said Arteta, I saw something. He's got football intelligence. Oli ain't got one.
We definitely take our title as Banter FC to the next level.
Trust me.
With me,
Spice, what about you?
Away. Guys, what about me? It's definitely Pochettino and Ten Hag. I'm happy with anyone. You know, I've always dreamed about Zidane, but the guy doesn't want to come in. England doesn't interest him. Fish and chips is not a thing. You know. That I don't think he'll like it here.
I love him for that. It's a pride thing.
I don't think
it's a pride thing. This
he was never
job. It's a pride thing.
Playing in England as a player, and he's never was interested in manage. He's probably someone that's always wanted to do what he wanted to do, which was probably manage Real Madrid because it's a close relationship, and probably manage a team in France, which I reckon if Pochettino leaves, Zidane has been linked to go there too, and be manager of France. So he has his goals. So I don't think he's ever thought to himself, Premier League is one of them. So definitely no. But guys, let's touch on the Villarreal game. Manchester United needed to win to go through to the next round. Of course, they're top of the table, but it could end up with Manchester United not going through to the Champions League. You know, with Carrick taking over. Amok, what do you think about tomorrow's game? Quickly.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that game, and I'm really gonna be optimistic. It's the same boat, the same wheels, just
Now you can
different
watch
driver. I'm gonna watch it. Actually gonna watch it. Now I can watch the team play. But like, hopefully, the players reflect on the past performances for the past few weeks, and they can come up with something for us fans. At least us, the fans, we deserve something. We know the team is going for wherever they're going for right now, and we are behind these players, but they need to show us something. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with Carrick. It's got nothing to do with anyone else, just the players. They need to put themselves together and do this for us, the fans, because it's been really tough on us. But I'm really optimistic, and I think we might get a win.
And what about you, Jerome? What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. But hopefully, we'll see a reaction, a proper reaction this time. Yeah, hopefully we get a positive result. If we get, I'll be happy with a draw. Because Villarreal, they're probably going to be a tough game. You know how Emery sets his teams up defensively. So if we get a draw, then I'll take that, and then we beat Young Boys, and then through to the next round. We just need to get through to the next round.
That does remember we still have 2 more games left. We've got. I thought tomorrow was the last game, but it's not. We're not even in December yet. Yeah, we got Young Boys, so we definitely.
You just got the teams qualified early.
Yeah, but we can qualify if we win tomorrow. What about you, Parish? What do you feel? What do you think?
I'm actually quite excited. I'm actually going to be watching this one for sure, and I think that guys, we are not really realizing that if we fuck this up. Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Sorry.
It's all right.
Yeah. So if we end up effing this up, we're going to take Champions League Varane and the king of Champions League into the Europa League, I feel. So we really, really, really have to make sure that we win this one or at least get a point out of this one. I'm actually very looking forward to this. I think Donny van de Beek will start.
Yeah, we need Van de Beek started. We need him to start. He deserves his time. This is his time now.
Depends what the lineup's like, but if it's like the usual, what it's been, it's going to be a bit. I don't know. I'm trying to get excited for it, but it's just the fact that them coaches are still there. It's just in the back of my mind, just thinking, is it going to be any different? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, as I say, I'll take a point. And it's on at 5, so do you know what I mean? So it's nice and early, but I don't know. I got optimistic for the City game, and we ended up getting tanked. So I don't know.
But Oli was still there. Oli was still there.
Yeah.
Get Bruce in.
Let me end the show now because, in my opinion, I feel like a point would be good for me.
Sure.
A win would do. Oli is gone, but he's not. He wasn't really the main problem. The coaching team, he was part of the problem, but the coaching team as well.
But he brought half of them people there, so that's his problem.
Yeah. But he was also a problem, but the rest of the guys was part of the problem. So to me, in my belief, I'm with Munzi. Nothing's really been fixed yet, because we could see the same style of play that we saw. Like, for example, Carrick is there and Phelan is there, and also McKenna is there. They could still introduce McFred and still put Van de Beek on the bench and do the Oli things. You never know. But guys, let's end the show. It's been wonderful for those who have tuned in. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button, remember to share, and let us know what you think of the match. So if your opinion on Oli in the comments as well. And also let us know who your man of the match was or who your donkey of the match was, depending on which fan you are, if you're a Watford fan. Yeah, and just let us know, man. It's been a wonderful show, and this is the part where I plug in everyone so you can find out where you can find their socials. Let me start off with you, Amok. Where can the people find you?
They always find me here every Monday and on Instagram, prettyflack_16.
Yeah, and then with you, Jerome, where can the people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram on the username jwilliams_1.
And Parish, where can the people find you?
Straight and simple, guys. On Instagram at Universal Devils, building up a nice and steady community there. Just join us and have some fun.
Yes, and Munzi, where can the people find you as you've just done a show?
Yeah, you can find me at Munzi Talks. I have a show on Mondays, 7 o'clock, talk all Premier League. You can find me here on a Monday. Also, Wednesday, I have an NFL show, 7:30. And also now I've got a Champions League show on a Thursday. And I have my mate, Akpos. He hosts that. But yeah, so yeah. Thank you very much.
And of course, guys, you can find me right here Mondays. Tomorrow, make sure you tune in tomorrow for your live match reaction, possibly about 10-15, 30 minutes after the Champions League match, straight away. And of course, your weekend Premier League match for Chelsea. And on top of that, tomorrow I may possibly go live for latest news. Definitely on Thursday as well, I will be live for your latest news, and Friday as well, guys. But it is what it is, man. Follow the socials of Red United TV, which is Red United TV 1. Follow my personal Instagram account, which is Ivorian_Spice. And of course, follow Twitch, which is Red United TV. And last but not least, to everyone, remember to subscribe, smash that like button, my ladies, share to your ex-boyfriend and share to your current boyfriend. We're gonna leave, Ollie is gone now. It's a new chapter, new beginning, it's been a journey, to think about it, I feel for him because we all wanted him to be the one that brings us success. We all wanted that affair of legend, bringing back the success. But it was never meant to be, and it is what we live. All we can say from Red United TV, we wish Ollie the best of luck. Hopefully he can get a job, a good job. I hope you get a good job, because I don't see you getting a good job anymore after this, because this is the best you can always get.
You're trolling right now.
I'm not trolling. I'm being honest. I'm being honest, guys.
I can tell
It's the best I can get right now. So if I was you, I'll take a long break. Maybe go back to uni and study some more, get some courses, learn, because you've been in this game for 10 years and all you can do is be a manager and
Give
not
his
think
best.
about the tactics.
You can be
But
a
yo,
motivational manager.
Ollie Gunnar Social, you're a legend in most Manchester United's heart. Some say icon, like me, But peace out, man. It is been it, bro. Remind United fans, remember to keep it united now. And remember to keep it Red United, because we are out till next week. Ollie is gone. No longer the wheel is
Ollie
around.
out.
Oh, Ollie's not at the wheel.
Get Bruce in. Get Bruce in.
I can't. We're all laughing loud though.